So in this video, I want to pick up the conversation of what are databases and what are their general structural components. So we have a file, we have tables, we have fields, and we have layouts. Additionally, within relational databases, you can cross-connect or relationally connect two tables together. So imagine if you have an invoice on screen, and that invoice is written up for a particular customer or contact. That invoice could be relationally connected to the contacts table. Now we'll explain in other videos how to do this, but you need to conceptually understand that two tables can be linked together. And from a business perspective, it makes sense. You could think of several items on the invoice that probably belong to other tables. You're going to have the contact information that might belong to the contact database of the person who's buying that invoice. You might have another relationship of other contacts who are the vendors or the suppliers for that invoice. And then you're also going to end up having the line items of the products that are being purchased on the invoice, because products are not an invoice. So the invoice is a transaction, and on it are the products that are being purchased and the people who are doing the purchasing, and even potentially the people who are doing the supplying of the products. So you can see there could be several different relationships here. So when people say that you're working with a relational database, that's what they mean. That means that you have tables of information, and because you're using a relational database, those tables can communicate between each other. That also means that while your layout is attached primarily to a table, say for example we have an invoice layout, it can also, through a relationship, display the products that are needed for that invoice. And through that relationship that's behind the scenes, it can also display the information from the contact on that invoice as well. So that relational hook behind the scenes between invoices, products, and invoices and contacts allows you to display that information on screen in real time to the user. And all this is pretty slick and extremely powerful, and it allows this technology to mimic and mirror real-world business processes. Now, an important piece that we haven't covered yet is the idea of scripts. In the world of Microsoft Office and Windows and Excel, they'll sometimes call these macros. In the world of FileMaker, they're called scripts. But in plain English, they're little computer programs that when they run can do pretty much anything you want. You can write a script that can create a PDF of an invoice and email it. You can write a script that will jump from one layout to the next because you pressed a button. You can write a script that can warn you that you're running out of inventory on a specific item. There can be other scripts that help adjust the inventory levels after you finalize an invoice. If you sold 10 widgets on an invoice and you're interested in tracking your inventory, a script can go in and actually make adjustments to the product database about the quantity of available product remaining. So within FM Starting Point, we have a single FMP12 file, and within that are a number of tables that organize collections of similar information. Within each of those tables are a series of fields, which you're welcome to add to. Also in the system are a number of layouts, which display all this information, which you're welcome to add to or customize. And between those tables of information are relationships that allow those tables to communicate and share relevant data. And then, helping to keep everything running smoothly, we have a series of scripts that have been written that can be called by pushing a button, or they can be called by script trigger, where someone taps into a field, or they come onto a screen or leave a screen. There's a number of different ways of activating a script, but the point is, running a script allows us to perform some sort of business process or some sort of database management that needs to be done. So hopefully that gives you some ideas about the different structural components of a relational database, and specifically FileMaker.